Sorry.
All right, here we go.
Sorry, not sorry.
This isn't gonna just blow over. The Zerg won't stop until we're all dead.
Vengeance shall be mine.
The seven evils are one within me. I am Legion.
Stay a while and listen.
To ask why we fight is to ask why leaves fall.
You are not prepared.
Warcraft players, where you at? Starcraft players, where you at? Diablo players, where you at?
In an interview with Warcraft Logs, the legendary sword gets a facelift, and the Twisted Nation goes worldwide. Welcome to Blizzpro's TwizzCast.
Disturbing hallucination. You're hearing voices.
Welcome to TwizzCast, everyone. We're here to share with you our experiences and news concerning all games under the Blizzard Entertainment logo, ranging from World of Warcraft, StarCraft, and Diablo. But don't let the introduction fool you. We are going to be covering Hearthstone and Heroes of the Storm as well. So, before we do that, I cannot do it alone. I've got to bring in the co-hosts, and they are certainly here partying with us. Direct from Las Vegas, Nevada, the builder of builds, the collector of gear. Please help me welcome back to the show, the streaming demon, Archon. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I think we just realized that this is the drunken party show. Because why do a show sober?
That's right. Who cares, right? I don't. I'm beyond it. So, and the other person drinking, the other co-host direct from North Dakota, she stealthed in the new year and is anxious to enjoy various potions and poisons with you fine folks. It's the lovely and talented Reb. Hello, dear.
Hello, my co-host. Hello, chat room. You know, Twiz, before we get started, I'm a little bit confused because people keep asking me what my New Year's resolution is, and I keep telling them I'm just going to stick with 1920 by 1080 again, you know?
Okay, that's funny. I haven't heard that before. 16 by 9. So, lastly, everyone, there is a sickness going around in North Dakota, and Hoda could not be with us tonight. North Dakota Hoda. That rhymed. I just realized that. But I refuse to let the show go beardless, so everyone, please help me welcome back our designated pinch hitter, Mr. Robert A. Wing, a.k.a. Zen Style. Welcome back to the show, sir.
Thank you, sir. Glad to bring the power of the beard back to this podcast.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the power of the beard is always welcome. So, for those of you who are wondering, my name is Twiz. Hello, chat room. It's good to see you. I'm the guy that is in way over his head with everything that's happening right now. I'm just here to tell you. So, just to remind everybody, several ways you can get your TwizzCast and Blizzpro fix. We're available on iTunes, Stitcher Radio. The RSS feed can be found at TwizzCast.com. The show notes for this episode and all things discussed can be found in the same place as well as BlizzPro.com. And also, if you want to subscribe to our Twitch TV channel, you simply go to twitch.tv/TwizzCast. Hit the follow button, and you're going to get an email every time we go live. That way, you are sure to not miss this show or the other show that is broadcasted on this channel, which we're going to be talking about very soon. So, lastly, if you guys want to hit us up, you can email us at podcast@blizzpro.com, and that will get your thoughts into my head. It's an amazing thing. Like, we should almost charge for something like that. I feel like I could be Miss Cleo. Seriously? Give me your email, man. Only more feminine.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah, all right. Okie dokie. So, I started the new year off. The new year is here, and I am 3.5 minutes into the show, and I already gave myself the Price is Right losing horn. So, oh well, whatever. So, well, guys,
we have for the rest of the year.
It can only go. It can't get any worse, I suppose. So, we have, as always, we have got a large amount of ground to cover in a small time to do it in. So, really quick, guys, I want to hear about your Christmas, your New Year's, and what you've been up to in gaming. Archon, talk to me, dude.
Ooh, I get to go first.
You do.
I kind of like Hoda being gone. I'm just kidding. I miss you, Hoda. 2 weeks and not nearly enough Blizzard games, I guess. Lots of Christmas and New Year's festivities.
Okay.
I did play one of my favorite StarCraft 2 mods way too much the last few weeks.
Uh-oh.
I like to call it STD. But just for clarification,
wait, what?
It stands for
Oh.
Squadron Tower Defense.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we always refer to it as STD. Like if I'm out with my brothers, you guys are like, "Hey, you guys want to go like STD it up later after this?" And I always
At
forget
the
like
Motel 6.
Look,
Yeah.
that does
Go
not
back
go
to the
over.
hotel.
It does not go over the same way in Chicago. I'm here to tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Sometimes in public places we get looks, and like, oh, that's right, STD is something else as well. But STD in my head is always Squadron Tower Defense now. I wonder if other people have that same problem, but I don't want to ask chat because I'm pretty sure I'll just get a bunch of blank stares back at me.
I do have a Squadron Tower Defense. It's kind of a side game that one of my buddies built. So, Archon, if you ever want to swap STDs, just let me know, dude.
All right.
I mean, I'm here.
Yeah,
I mean, we could just.
I've gotten pretty good at swapping STDs.
Yeah.
I'm not saying. I'm
And
just
you
saying.
know, there's nothing. I've always said, if you're going to start the new year off, start it off with a bang. Get a new STD. I've always said that. Always.
Zing.
It's true, you did say that.
There you go. I think you redeemed yourself from the Miss Cleo.
This is working. This is
Fine.
working
There you
well.
go.
I'm just here to tell you.
Your new year is already going uphill. Great
See,
start.
it kind of looked like you were going down.
And then I totally
You're not.
redeemed myself.
There you go.
Yes.
So yeah, I've been playing a lot of STD. Been working on my StarCraft map. I got in a little bit of Diablo. Not as much as I would like to, but I was able to play on my wizard a bit. And I watched a bit of Hearthstone. I watched some guy on Hearthstone. I don't know if you guys saw this. He got from rank 25 to rank 1 in one sitting.
Of course, that sitting was 6 days, but
I think it was around 24 hours. I don't know, but yeah, without stopping, he streamed the entire thing, starting from level 25, got all the way to rank 1.
wow.
Holy cow.
Hardly losing it all. It was really crazy to watch. I didn't see the whole thing, but it was really cool. But yeah, other than that, got some Christmas stuff in. Went to a casino for New Year's. I've never been to the Strip for New Year's, even though I've lived in Las Vegas since I was 5. I won't go there. It's a horrible place on New Year's Eve, and so we went to some like casino off the Strip, and that was a lot of fun.
Oh, right on. Right on.
Yeah, but that was about it.
Dude,
for
that's
me.
gotta
What
be
about
crazy
you, Robert?
in Vegas for you. Like, it's gotta be nuts. Like, in
Yes.
Vegas. Like, New Year's Eve, like, I don't know, man. Like, my dog goes out back and takes a duker, and, like, that's excitement around here. You're in Vegas.
You don't need to watch the fireworks. You just need to watch your dog.
Seriously. I mean,
There you go. Yeah, I live in Las Vegas. This is where everyone wants to come for New Year's Eve. But I don't know. I'm not a big party guy, I guess. Except for tonight.
that's right. And how old is the beers?
Like 2.5 years or something. Do
Dude,
beers
they
go bad, guys?
They just aged better. It's like a fine wine, but beer.
I think so, yeah.
You know? Okay.
I have a 1972 here.
1972 Budweiser. Oh,
Yeah.
gosh. Very cool. Anything else in gaming, sir?
No, yeah, it's been a little lackluster these 2 weeks,
Yeah.
but looking forward to January. I think it'll be a good month for gaming.
Good. Very good. I concur. How about our guest of honor, Mr. Robert A. Wing, sir?
Well, it's been busy. I finally.
Wait. Actually, you know what? I'm going to change this up a little bit because you and I are going to bounce off each other quite a bit. So why don't we just let Reb go next?
Reb, would you like to go?
I
would
get
you like
the
to go?
pity turn. Okay.
No, it's just going to go downhill
Reb
even
away.
faster. So
Okay. I'll slow it down so I don't go a mile a minute like I did last time. You may have noticed a new addition to the gaming accessories in my household. No? Nobody? Okay. I have a SteelSeries headset now.
oh,
And it's pretty awesome. It's the Frost Blue edition, so occasionally you'll see it like glowing blue. It's pretty nifty. It's the Siberia V2, and it's super comfy. It's the most comfortable headset that I've ever had. It's pretty nifty. Mic seems to be pretty clear. I like it a whole heck of a lot better than the headset that I was using before. And I would definitely recommend this. This was actually a surprise Christmas gift that arrived like the day after Christmas, and I had no idea it was coming, so it was pretty cool.
nice.
also, in addition to that, for Christmas, I got my first graphic novel. It was a Warcraft graphic novel made by DC Comics, and it was called Bloodsworn, I believe. And I literally read that thing in like an hour, and it was pretty cool. I have never read like a comic book before or like a graphic novel. Like I read Archie before when I was younger, but honestly, do y'all know what I'm talking about? Archie.
Yeah, with Veronica and... Yeah.
The stuff they sell at like Walmart in the checkout aisle.
Yeah, buddy.
That's what I used to read.
Yep.
Yeah. So reading this graphic novel, it was pretty cool, and it kind of got me interested in actually like finding the other graphic novels and reading those. So it was pretty cool that it like opened up a new world for me. But I don't exactly have time to read right now because my last little Blizzard gaming gift that I got for Christmas was I got StarCraft 2 and StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm.
Ooh.
So I've been pretty busy with the campaign, and also I'm not a very patient person.
Sure.
So I find that I often have to replay levels since I get kind of antsy. I'm like, okay, let's go kill some crap. And I just completely leave my base and just tour all over the map.
Yep.
You know, find that grass that Archon likes to StarCraft map edit all the time.
That's what I do.
And so I die frequently my first time around, and then I'm like, okay, now I kind of know what to anticipate. And so I go back and I complete all the objectives. But it's so much fun, and it's pretty nice being able to play all of the campaign now instead of just like what they offer, just with like the free trial. And like I thought that the free trial was actually quite a bit, but seeing like what else there is and like all the options and the like decisions you make on who you want to help and what you want to do, it's an extensive world that I'm so happy that I have, and kudos to the person who got it for me.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now you gotta get your STD on.
That's right.
I do need to get my STDs. See, I've just been waiting to get my STDs with you guys.
There you go.
Like you're
number one
saving-
game on
not the
the
first
Saving
time I've
myself for
heard
y'all's
that.
STDs.
Hey, now you know what? And I just, if I can interject something really quick, I want to pose this to the chat room and to the people that are listening to this at home and whatever. We don't cover a whole lot of StarCraft news and stuff like that on here because there's so many other great places where StarCraft and WCS stuff happens, and they do it so well. And so this isn't a huge source, but the campaign mode is really, really brilliant in StarCraft, Wings of Liberty, and Heart of the Swarm. And I'm wondering, is there a desire for the listening base to have us cover any of that? Any of the campaign mode, any of the strategies, or anything like that? If it's something you'd like to hear about it, we'll be more than happy to do that. So I just want to throw that out there. Either hit me up, podcast@blizzpro.com, tweet me at TwizzCast, or whatever. Just get a hold of me so that way I know that is something that you're interested in. We can start talking about it. And if not, well then, no worries. But it's one thing that I've always loved about StarCraft, and I can't talk about it because I just don't think there's a whole bunch of need for it. It's the campaign mode, but at the same time, it's so fun. So
It's definitely a lot of fun.
yeah. Sorry.
Anyways, in actual gameplay in Warcraft, I actually was leveling my shaman. She was like level 72, and I woke up one morning at like 7 o'clock in the morning, and I just like sat down on my computer, logged in, and wouldn't you know it, our Aussie friend Fugs was on, and I was like, hey, can I level with you? And so we had our tunes around the same level, so we leveled actually with another guildie, Missy. We took like all of Saturday and leveled all the way into 80, and it was super fun. And what's pretty cool about it, I don't know if I'm not supposed to talk about this or not, but currently there's another guild that we have in the Twisted Nation. You can stop me at any moment.
Well, it depends on which one you're going to talk about.
I'm talking about one that we're getting ready at the moment.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can talk about that. I'm okay with that.
Okay, cool. So we have an additional Twisted guild, and for right now it's just like a few main guildies who are just leveling up the guild so that when Twisted Kingdom actually fills up, we can actually have another place where people can be instantly invited into a level 25 guild. So it's pretty cool that we're like leveling that, and like all of my quests are like adding up and giving us more experience. So it was a pretty awesome week, and Yeah, as far as like my New Year's, I just had a few mana potions with some friends. I tried to take my friend's laptop, and I was attempting to install this game called Slender Tubbies so that my girlfriends could play it. Have you guys ever heard of Slender Tubbies?
No.
Is this like Teletubbies and Slender Man together?
Is it an STD, or can I get...
That would be a game. You are sitting on $1 million idea, Archon.
That's actually the idea.
Nice.
It is Slenderman and Teletubbies. And it's actually... it's pretty fun. Like, instead of collecting the pages like in Slenderman, you collect these custards that are glowing. And, I mean, obviously they didn't put that much more design into it, and it's not like a game that you just, like, spend $50 on or anything like that. Like, it's obviously free. But it's pretty creepy, like, all the Teletubbies around, and I don't know, you guys have to check it out. YouTube it, definitely.
Wait, do things, like, jump out at you? Is it still frightening?
You should watch it.
Okay.
You should watch it. Yeah, you should
'cause-
play it and or watch it.
Anyone who doesn't know Slender Man, this is like one of the most frightening games out there. It's like a flash-based game, but it's like very scary.
I didn't find it that scary. I don't know.
Except for Reb. Reb's the only person that's not scared of Slender
I'm
Man.
the only man here, apparently.
Well.
So,
Whoa!
yeah.
Check the beard. Check the beard.
I have one of those too in the closet.
Oh,
So, anywho, that was my kind of lame New Year's, but my pretty awesome Christmas. So, what about you, Rob and Twiz? What's going on with y'all that you're scheming with?
No good can come of this. Rob, what
well,
have you been doing, sir?
Twiz and I were gonna wait to announce it, but I guess we're getting married, and
Yes.
that's why we're talking about it.
Yeah, I mean,
No.
the time was right. The time was right.
Before I get into Twiz and mine's secret project, which we've been having a ton of fun with, my Christmas was great. I finally got Diablo 3. If you guys follow me on Twitter, I've been saying I need to pick it up for 3 weeks, and finally I just got it. So I've been playing that, and I've been having a lot of fun playing through the storyline. I've been paying attention to the story, and I've been pretty amused by it, because Diablo 3 is a story about not trusting anybody because they just genuinely make everything worse. I think I helped a couple primevals blow up some towns. I think I helped a guy raise a whole undead army. I don't know, but I've been running around kicking the crap out of people and getting loot, so I've been enjoying that. Let's see. I played some Hearthstone. I took a little bit of a break, while I was playing Diablo, but I kind of got back into it, and I've been rolling the Control Paladin, which I see on a Faceless Manipulator. So that's been a lot of fun. I have 2 Ragnaroses on the board. Sorry, Swagnaros. Have 2 Swagnaroses on the board. I'm often where my opponents can't see me yelling at my computer, "By fire be swagged."
Oh God.
And I'm very glad they can't see that, because I think they would think less of me. But yeah.
I can't imagine why.
Red, you say these things.
She's not nice.
Anyway, so Twiz, myself, and Eldorian, the co-owner of Blizzpro, we got together and we were like, it would be a lot of fun playing Hearthstone, but with beer. And somehow, out of that process, we had a very helter-skelter thing where we threw it together and we were like, and what if we streamed it? So that's kind of what we do. We introduced something called the Hearthstone Happy Hour, which this name took 1 million times longer to come up with than it possibly should have. Don't know how we didn't hit upon that immediately. But yeah, so we basically play Hearthstone, and we have some drinks, and we hang out with the community and have a super fun time. Twiz is definitely going to hit on that a little bit more.
Yes. Actually, this is what we talked about the last episode. We were going to call it Lords of the Arena, and which is actually a Hearthstone card if you haven't seen it. But then we found out that there's another very popular streamer that does a show called Lords of the Arena. So that kind of put a dump on that a little bit.
But it's okay. We recovered splendidly because we are gentlemen and we drink beer and we play Hearthstone.
That's true.
So
wait. Where does gentleman come across from you guys?
You know what, Reb?
Because we're not drinking.
I know this is the first time we've been on a show together, but I have represented your box fairly well every time I've been on this show. So now I'm in Hoda's box, and you're just tearing me down.
You get the flack that Hoda's box comes with.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm going to talk about lore for 45 minutes. Then you can give me the flack.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've been having a lot of fun with that, and we do construct in the beginning, or we have been, while we're more sober, and that usually goes pretty well. Mm-hmm. And then as we have some drinks, we get into Arena. And as Chief Vol'jin pointed out in the chat, sometimes we have a little bit of beer and Arena does not go so well.
Right.
And sometimes Northshire clerics don't die when they need to.
Shut up.
We make the best of it.
I knew exactly what I was doing that whole time.
I'm going to actually pass it off to Big Old Twiz here. Big Old Twiz, how was your week in gaming?
Okay. All right. First off, so the Northshire Cleric, you can go back. You can look at the Blizzpro YouTube channel and watch the first 2 episodes we did. We did one on last Thursday and then one on Monday. And it's going to be every Monday at 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. So the exact same time that TwizzCast starts, except on Monday, not Thursday. So if you've got that in your head. And again, you can subscribe to the Twitch channel. There's no audio. I don't upload an MP3 or anything like that. It's all video because, I mean, there's so much video involved that if you're trying to listen to it on the download, you're not going to understand what's going on because the cards come out and we're all like, oh, well, that's no good. Well, that doesn't help you if you're listening to the audio, So it can be found. But the Northshire Cleric, they were not specific enough in telling me what to do, and I went for the opponent's face as opposed to killing the Northshire Cleric, which then got buffed. And
let me just interject here. The scenario is, guy throws down a turn 1 Northshire Cleric, Twiz uses the coin to bring out a Fiery War Axe, and we're all like, oh yeah, that Northshire Cleric's going down. And Twiz is like, yep, I know what to do. Yeah. And then he just swings at the priest, and like, Eldorian and I just kind of sit there like, just stunned from it. We're like, what? What? Did you misclick? Are you that drunk? And he's like, yeah, guys, we showed him. Like, no, Twiz, no. And then the next turn, the cleric got buffed. And like Eldorian and I are sitting there like, oh, this is over. We lose. Yep. It's over. Good game. And
exactly.
Luckily, Twiz was like, guys, put on your big boy pants. We're playing hard mode. So we went hard mode and somehow pulled out the win. But it was a ton of fun.
It was funny because I think JR was genuinely getting a little bit aggravated with me, and he's like, you just lost us the game. Like, seriously, dude, seriously.
You lose. Good day, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Well, luckily, Twiz, you and I had enough to drink to where we made the best out of a bad situation.
Yes.
We looked for the positives.
It's true. And we won that game.
Enough to look for the positives.
We won that game because, and thank you, Ovo Stream knows what's going on because obviously I am pro. It is what it is. It call a spade, dude. I mean, So, but here's okay. So honestly, in my week in gaming, we got a lot to cover. The weirdest thing that I saw was like we're running Arena, we're running constructed decks, and I'm seeing like we had opponents that had like 13 or 14 health left that conceded. I mean, like I had a bunch on the board, but I wouldn't. I mean, they got like three cards in their hands, they're 13, 14 health, and they're conceding, and it's like I never would have expected seeing that happening, but it happened quite a bit. We did play Ro from Realm Maintenance, and he gave us a good run for our money. He absolutely did. He had a Pally deck and he did all the standard tricks and maneuvers that we expected, but he hung in there. But we won. And a good time was had by all.
Wait. So it was 3 mines against 1?
Yes.
I would say it was probably more like 2.5.
I would say like 1 1/4.
2.5 v1.
1 1/4, yeah. So
1 1/4 sounds
good. Yeah.
I mean,
okay, that seems more even now.
Yeah. But I got into I'm running into it like we have a whole bunch of beer in our fridge, and I didn't realize like this is going to be a very effective way of cleaning that out. Because I like looked in the fridge and I'm like, oh my god, all that beer's gone. And then I like looked at my desk and I'm like, oh my god, all those beers that were in the fridge are on my desk right now. I'm gonna check myself in somewhere.
Twiz actually busted out the big diesel.
It's true. I was rocking 16-ounce big diesels. So, but yeah, and then last Monday night when we live streamed it, we got done with everything, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to play WoW for a little while. I haven't logged in. I got to see what's going on or whatever. And I logged into Mumble, and I logged into game, and I was standing there in Shrine of the Two Moons, and I was like, I am too drunk to play this right now. like seriously. Oh, and I told everybody in Mumble, I'm like, guys, I really want to play and hang out, but I'm just too damn drunk. They're like, dude, go to bed. It's all good. So... Anyways, like Rob was saying, the past 2 episodes have been constructed and then Arena, but now we're gonna alternate. I believe we're gonna do constructed for a Monday night. So this coming Monday night, we're gonna do constructed. Then the next Monday night we're gonna do Arena and whatever else we have time for, depending on how that run goes. And it's just to try and keep it in that hour and a half time range ish. So because we're running up on 2 hours plus on this thing, so.
You guys may not know this, but when you drink a lot, time works differently.
It does.
So an hour and a half is not a lot of time, but for everybody else who's sober in the chat, it's like we've been here 6 hours and you guys are still losing in the arena.
Yes.
So.
Yeah. Oh gosh. And then let's see here. This Monday night we're going to be analyzing a druid deck from @ClaytonChelmo. And we're going to be playing that a little bit. I did level the rogue deck to level 10 just for the show. Didn't enjoy that at all. I finally leveled my druid deck, and all that's left that I have to level is my mage and my paladin. So I'm looking forward to that. Learning more about the classes and stuff like that. I've learned an insane amount, and that's just it. Is we have fun, we drink, we have fun, but I learn, and from all the feedback we've been getting, people are learning from this show quite a bit in a very relaxed atmosphere.
Totally accidental. Don't know how this is happening. Not our aim.
It's
Not
true.
intended.
Not intended.
Not intended.
Not intended.
Some things they should not be learning from.
It's true. It's true. So we're going to to shift our attention just a little bit away from Hearthstone, and I'm looking right now at a chat room of 66 people, and I would like to ask Twisted Nation, are you listening? Because I've got something for you. Here we go. Big announcement we've been waiting for all week, and if you've been following us on Twitter, you may have seen that we've been teasing something awesome coming from Open Raid and TwizzCast fans. We are incredibly excited to share that the Twisted Nation is growing, and it's going to be worldwide.
Ooh.
But let's back up just a quick moment first, okay? The folks behind Open Raid have been listening to your feedback. They know that you love old raids. You miss old raids. Some of you never had a chance to do the old content. So this week, we are so excited to announce that the Twisted Nation is expanding to offer you a chance to go back and complete that content you love or maybe missed doing it the first time around. So 2 new guilds have gone live today. Twisted Raiders, the U.S. Alliance Guild on Kultiris, and introducing Twisted Nation Europe, Twisted Raiders, the EU Horde Guild on Magtheridon. These guilds are reroll guilds, and I will explain more shortly. Okay? These guilds are going to bring you the classic raiding and leveling experience led by the trusted and experienced staff from Open Raid. You'll get to reroll starting from level 1 on a new server, maybe even a new faction, and then experience content start at level 60 with Molten Core. Due to the fact that the heirlooms can now be sent cross-server, this is the perfect answer to the call for old content. Over the coming months, at a casual pace, the guilds will work together all at the same content level. And that's right, you will get back into Karazhan at level 70, Ice Crown Citadel at 80. There will even be a chance to get your Herald of the Titans title. All you have to do is get involved. All you have to do to get involved is log in and join. There are no time commitments, no pressure. Just new friends, old friends, and good times. If you have a sub-90 character that you'd like to bring instead, that's fine too. Just like all Twisted Nation guilds, Twisted Raiders was founded on the belief system that a strong team is made of equals, not elitists. For those of you who want to run classic raids, the Twisted Raiders Europe will be running on Monday nights, and Twisted Raiders Kultiris will be raiding on Sunday nights. If you want more info, you can read the full list of rules on the Open Raid homepage. Or you can contact Darry at Darry Pants, D-A-R-R-I-E Pants. And remember that anybody online in the guilds can invite you, so don't be scared to just whisper and ask. Here's how it's going to run for Twisted Dynasty. If you bring a tune over to Kultiris for this raiding experience, and you raid through old content but you want to progress further, Twisted Dynasty is more than happy to accept your level 85 plus tunes and get them into current content raiding. The only way that this is going to happen, though, is for people to join and utilize these services. So this by no means at all means that we're cutting Twisted Dynasty out of the picture. It actually is enhancing the ability to continue progressing their characters, have fun, and meet people who share the same interests and know how to play nice. There's also going to be some very minor changes to the mumble as well. So as we go through this process, if something looks a little different, this is the reason why. We are expanding to a family of 6 guilds. And it's actually 5, but the 6th that Reb talked about is waiting in the wings. So, now here's another thing, guys. Another thing. If you have a full character roster list, I'm looking at Ramen the Monk in the channel. He says, "Oh my God, what do? I have all of these all these characters. Blade Fist. Colteris has merged with Blade Fist on the U.S. Side. So you can create characters on Blade Fist, and actually I don't think the merge has happened yet. I think it's going to be happening this month. So you can create a whole new roster of tunes and get them into Twisted Dynasty and get them into Twisted Raiders if you so feel. So again, the basics, guys, are this. It's so simple. You can run old content. Open Raid is furnishing 2 guilds for old content that is under the Twisted Nation umbrella. So what does that mean? That means that you know you're going to be playing with good people. There's no schedule or time commitments. You get to raid how you want, when you want, and it is nothing but giving to you, the player, and the community. And there's nobody better to do it than Open Raid and the Twisted Nation. You guys have built this yourselves. So we're just helping make it better. So
Okay, so this sounds amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
I read this just in the show notes, and I was like, oh my god, I don't have time to do this, and I'm just like in my head thinking, how can I do this? But I just wanted to like clarify for myself, and maybe anyone else who's listening, when you guys do Molten Core at level 60, does that mean you're going to fill an entire raid at level 60s, or you're still going to have some like high levels that are rushing people through?
No, it's all legit content, as is, level 60.
Oh my god. That sounds so awesome.
Yep.
It does sound awesome.
And
that's the experience that I've been wanting in WoW.
Yes. And they have.
So will you actually have 40 people doing?
I believe so. I believe so. You can hit up at Open Raid or Dairy Pants. She's in the chat room right now. I'm sure she'll hear that question and respond to it. Again, both right now, guys. They are both Twisted Raiders are open and available on these servers, and they are already level 25 guilds. Okay, so you're going to get all the perks and everything. Heirlooms can now be cross-server mailed, which is what kicked this whole thing off. Make that leveling experience not so bad, so that way you can get to the content and raid the content like you did back in the day and have fun with good people like you did back in the day.
Oh my god.
Good people and Zen style. Good people and Zen style.
Yep, exactly.
That one, gentleman.
So.
Rogue.
Yeah, many whelps. Handle it. There's a sound that I need. I need that sound clip. So, we've been working. Actually, I've been working a little bit on it, but OpenRaid has been feverishly working on it. Go to openraid.us, and you just create an account if you don't already have one. But there's an entire article with all the lists, and she said there's rules, but there's not. It's not really rules. It's the same thing as normal OpenRaid has, and anybody can invite. I mean, if you're in Twisted Nation, you can just. It's a big expansion of this. So that means that we are now 6 guilds large. And the fun just keeps getting better.
It's a gift that keeps on giving.
Just like an STD.
I guess we know what tonight's show's going to be called.
Oh, gosh. No, I cannot put that on here.
No lemon pledge.
Anyways, guys.
No, he has no home.
It's no bueno. So, all right, guys. With that, chat room, I'm going to jump into the chat room here and try and answer some questions and mingle with you guys for a few. But let's get into our pro tips. This is a brief section of the show where we talk about how to make you a better player, whether it's through a better build, a killer card combo, or how to get a gear edge in Azeroth. So, Archon, what D3 tip do you have for us this week, brother man?
All right, today's tip, it's a little short. The community's kind of divided right now between people not playing in beta, people playing PTR, people playing in beta. So I didn't want to give a tip for any one group. I wanted to give a tip for people who are anxiously awaiting Reaper of Souls. But even more specifically, those people who think maybe they're not going to buy Reaper of Souls. So those of you who are still going to be playing Diablo but are not buying Reaper of Souls, first of all, little bonus tip, buy Reaper of Souls. That was your first mistake, deciding not to buy Reaper of Souls, because it's going to be awesome. But the real pro tip of this week is crafting mats.
Ooh.
If you guys haven't noticed yet, when you transfer a tune onto the PTR, your crafting mats all get upgraded. Because on Reaper of Souls, or if you're not buying Reaper of Souls, patch 2.0, there'll only be one type of crafting mats for level 60 and another type for level 70. So if you have all these low-level crafting mats, as soon as patch 2.0 comes out, they're all going to be high-level crafting mats.
Ooh. I like it.
Yeah. insta upgrade. So if you think you might be doing some level 60 crafting, which crafting is getting a big boost, it's going to be a lot better after patch 2.0, then no need to get rid of those low-level crafting mats. In fact, it might be worth it to farm some of those low-level crafting mats, but they're all the same. So just keep that in mind if you're not buying Reaper of Souls. Also keep in mind the Reaper of Souls looks awesome, and you should start saving up for it. But crafting mats will get upgraded. That's my pro tip of the week. What about you, Robert? What do you have for us?
Well, I've been playing a lot of Paladin lately, despite the fact that in real life I'm actually a rogue. I dual wield, and I slip through the shadows. Reb, don't shake your head at me. Anyway, I've played a lot of Paladin, and Uther's a man's man. That's what I like about him. He's got that beard, you know? And he's a very awesome hero. He does a lot of things really well. The Paladin set is really, really good at a lot of different things. They're very utility heavy. What I'm going to talk about is a really cool combo I stumbled upon. It's Aldor Peacekeeper and Stampeding Kodo. Paladin does not have like a polymorph or a hex or anything like that, or an assassinate. But what you can do is take the class-specific card Aldor Peacekeeper and combine it with this neutral rare called Stampeding Kodo. So Aldor Peacekeeper brings an enemy attack's minion down to 1. Well, Stampeding Kodo instantly destroys a random enemy minion with 2 or less attack. So your opponent's like, oh, look how slick I am. I'm playing Ragnaros. Sorry, he's playing Swagnaros. And you're like, no thanks, buddy. I'm not about that life. So you go ahead and Aldor Peacekeeper his big Ragnaros down to a 1/8, which he's still going to shoot fireballs at you, so obviously that sucks. But then you Stampeding Kodo, and Stampeding Kodo just runs him over. He just runs him down the street. There is no more Ragnaros. It is a super handy way in Paladin control decks to get rid of big annoying creatures. So I definitely recommend Aldor Peacekeeper should be in like all your decks anyway if you're running Paladins, because he's a baseballs. But the Stampeding Kodo should also be there if you're running control, because he's really, really good at getting rid of a minion. And with this combination, you can get rid of big stuff like Swagnaros, you can get rid of like Swag Malagos, you can get rid of like Swag Ysera, you can get rid of all these cards that just need to go away. And they're going to make your Paladin control experience just so much better. So that is Zenstyle's Hearthstone pro tip of the week. Reb, the other rogue on the podcast, what is your pro tip this week?
My pro tip this week is don't say swag so much. No, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. I like your description, but I'm going to switch gears a little bit, and I want to talk a little bit about World of Warcraft. I'm sure you thought I was going to bring you another gold tip. Well, you guys are ruining my auction house, and you're stealing all my money. Just kidding. I want to talk about something a little bit different. Did you know that the top-rated battle pet is the Unborn Valkyr? Yeah, it's pretty awesome. No, I'm going to talk about pet battles. So, if you're not really into pet battles, I highly suggest that you get into it, you try it out. I mean, if you keep persisting with it, honestly, getting back into Pokemon was what got me back into pet battles because I had stopped. But what really pushed me through was getting to know like a little bit of the ins and outs and the little tricks that I learned while leveling, and that is don't just level 3 pets on a team at once, because if you're just on a roll and you're just going through all the zones and pet battling and just leveling like crazy, and then all of a sudden your fire I was about to call it its actual name that I have. If your Cinder Kitten dies or something
Just
like
say
that.
it. What was the name you were about to say there? What was the actual...
We'll have to go back to another episode to find out.
Okay.
So if your Cinder Kitten dies and you're like, oh no, my team of 3, but I'm like battling pets that are 2 levels higher, if you had been leveling another pet along with it, even if it's like, say, 1 or 2 levels lower, you still have another pet in there for just in case if you run into a sticky situation. So that leaves your team pretty comfortable, and you never have to worry about the 8-minute rest timer or having to have bandages on you or anything like that. So it's pretty nifty. Also, when you're first starting out, I would highly recommend that you have at least 1 mechanical pet in your group or in your team, just for the reason that it's pretty awesome that how if it does receive like a critical hit or something that brings its health to 0, it'll actually come back to life with 20% health, and that could be the difference between a win or a loss. And I know it's pretty annoying when you're doing like PvP pet battles and
Right.
You come up across a team of mechanicals and it's like, why won't you die? But it's pretty handy for starting out like the low levels, like level 1 through 15, just because they are pretty handy against the beast, and the beast class of pet battle or
The beast.
battle pets.
There you go.
So many pets and battles and shenanigans going on right now.
STDs.
But anyways, you come across a lot of the beast class, so it's pretty easy to just knock them down really quick. And that's pretty much my pro tip. Also, keep in mind, don't bring out your mechanical pet against an elemental. They kind of get their booty pushed in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Hate.
So anyways, that was my tip of the week. How about you, Twiz? What's your
Hate
pro
getting
tip?
my booty pushed in. Just
Don't get your booty pushed in. That's the
Sounds
tip.
painful.
It is.
Inconvenient.
It is.
Well, if you're mechanical, you can get it knocked right back out. But I mean, that's a trip to the garage.
just get her knocked right back out. Okay. Anyways, so very good, guys. Very good. This week, my pro tip is going to revolve a little bit around the lethality. How do you guys say that?
That is a 25-cent word.
Lethality.
You like that? I don't
lethality.
There you go.
Of Edwin Van Cleef in the Rogue deck. And I picked this guy because I utilized him when I was leveling it, and I got to mess around with him, and I kind of liked his functionality. Now, he's a legendary, which obviously means that he's kind of hard to come by, but if you have him or can craft him, it might be worth it, and we're just going to take a quick second to talk about why. So here's the cards for you guys watching at home. Edwin is a 2/2 with a 3 cost, and he's very interesting and lethal, like I said, flavor text. It reads, gain +2/+2 for every card played earlier this turn. So if you can make it to turn 4 or 5, it can really pay off. Now, here's a couple of cheap cards that you can use just to buff him up. Preparation, all right? It's a 0 cost card that makes the next spell you cast cost 3 less. So this makes it nice because early in the game, it'll allow you to maybe lay down an extra card to buff Edwin. That's the whole point of this. Lay down as many cards as you can and save 3 mana for him. The next one we got is Shiv. This is a 2 cost, deals 1 damage, and you draw a card. Again, by turn 5, when you're ready to lay Edwin down, this is a good cheap card and a source of card draw if you can play him. So next up we got Backstab. This is it's a 0 cost. It deals 2 damage to an undamaged minion. It's not a super powerful card and likely won't take care of your opponent's turn 4 or turn 5 drop, but it's another card that you can lay down to buff Edwin that doesn't cost a stinking thing. Sinister Strike. This is probably one of the best cards that you can use because not only costs 1 mana, but it deals 3 damage straight to the face and adds another 2/2 to Edwin. So these cards alone, you should be able to buff them up to somewhere around 8/8, 10/10. If you run other minions in your deck, such as like the Direwolf Alpha, make sure that you play him ahead of time and lay Edwin next to him to buff Edwin even more. The last card to be mindful of is the coin. Everyone knows that the coin, everybody knows what it does, but it can be very powerful and give you extra mana and an additional +2/+2 to Edwin. So if you get it and you're going to experiment with this, hold on to it. It's kind of gimmicky. Okay, I'll admit it is gimmicky. And having Rob on the show tonight, I'm sure he's ready to gimmick down my throat. But it is what it is. And you can run into card starvation a little bit. But if you can get a 10/10 out of it, you might be in good shape, and your opponent will likely have to deal with it by spending their cards. Okay, you could possibly try and make it to like turn 7 if you have some sprint cards in your deck. I don't know. Sprint is a 7 cost that draws 4 cards, so you'll blow all of turn 7, which is no good. But it could put you back in good shape for card advantage. So, what do you think about that, Rob? Did it?
Well, actually, back in the day, Edwin Van Cleef used to come out with stealth. So there was this deck called the Miracle Rogue deck, where you would play like all these cards, and Edwin Van Cleef would be like a 14/14 stealth. So you just couldn't really do anything to him, and he would just kick the crap out of you. And it was a very powerful deck, and it was kind of why rogues got nerfed. Which obviously, anytime a rogue gets nerfed, it's not fair and totally uncalled for.
I totally agree.
So right now he's a little bit I think right now because Big Game Hunter is being run, he's kind of anemic because if you get him over 6/6, if you get him to 8/8, then he's just going to get Big Game Huntered. Obviously he can get silenced. I actually wrote an article today talking about class specific legendaries, and I love Edwin Van Cleef. He's my favorite character in Warcraft lore. But right now he's like you said, he's gimmicky. So he's either going to really pan out and win the game for you, or you're going to spend about 6 cards and accomplish nothing.
Also, back in Miracle Rogue deck times, the Twilight Drake got bonuses to his attack and health. So that was like one of the key cards in that deck as well. Now it's just his health.
Yeah, it's a lot of nonsense is what's up.
It's a lot of nonsense.
It's a lot of stuff and nonsense.
Oh, gosh. Well, very cool, guys.
If it pans out, you still win the games, though.
It's true. It's true. You know what? I mean, I don't know. Whatever. He sparkles in the sunlight, I hear. So, all right, everybody. That is going to take us to our very first break, but we're going to be right back in literally 40 seconds to discuss the latest news in gaming from Blizzard right after this quick commercial. So make sure that you tweet a friend, tell a friend, Facebook a friend, look a friend in the eye, and tell them that you are listening to episode 78 of TwizzCast. Today, we salute you, Mr. 3 frames per second man.
Mr. 3 frames per second man!
You dare dream of a world where the fire animation is something you can easily walk out of.
Get out of the fire!
You boldly embark on quests that take 4 times as long.
I don't know if I'm still in combat!
And one day, you'll actually be able to see your bobber dip when you fish.
I don't know if I should click now!
And Moonguard will no longer kick you due to FPS problems.
Mail not out looking for fun!
So here's to you, Mr. Sultan of Suck. DoghouseSystems.com can build you a rig and put you back in the game with the rest of us. You deserve it, your raid team and arena team deserve it, and so do the rest of us.
Mr. 3 frames per second man!
Go to DoghouseSystems.com and use the coupon code TWIZ at checkout to double your memory. TwizzCast would also like to remind you to game responsibly.
Hello, this is Blizzard Entertainment Community Manager Zarum, and you're listening to the one, the only TwizzCast.
What do you think? I like turtles.
All right. He's climbing in your windows. He's snatching your people up.
To me, it look like a leprechaun to me.
The news.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Okay, the Blizzpro news is sponsored in part by AskMrRobot.com. If you want to push your character to his or her fullest potential, Ask Mr. Robot is going to make sure that your gear is set up to do it properly. So, as always, everybody, we're going to bring you up to speed on some of the articles that you may have missed from BlizzPro.com. We don't cover all of the articles, or just the ones that we think are good. But when it comes to the news and what's happening in the community and games that Blizzard has to offer, BlizzPro.com has articles as soon as any of the information is released. So if you like what you're about to hear, make sure you head over to the website, BlizzPro.com, and check out the vast amount of articles that we did not have time to cover on the show. With Christmas and New Year's, there's a lot of people just like us that go on vacation and take time off. So there wasn't a heck of a lot in the way of breaking news to talk about. But we do have a couple of things to talk about. The very first thing was actually news that broke earlier today, and that is there is a Trojan virus going around. And that's right.
You better not touch my STDs.
Another STD.
Wait, wasn't the Trojan virus the thing the Romans did, and it like snuck in and had a bunch of dudes in it, and they all popped out of this wooden horse? Is that?
No. The virus was when they put the video of that on YouTube and it went viral. That was the virus part of
all
it.
those people popping out of the horse. Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just check.
Now that we're on the same page.
Yes. No. So, okay, new year, new security threats. Support agent Juranak has officially acknowledged a new Trojan so vicious that it could even bypass key fob and digital authenticators to steal account information and the other authenticator password. The good news is that if your account has not been recently compromised, you're likely in the clear. But if it has, the new Disker Trojan may be the cause of your problems, and that's the name of this Trojan virus, Disker. When I saw this post on the forums, somebody was like, "Does it matter if you have the mobile authenticator or the key fob authenticator?" And it's like, you are missing the point of this. It's not your authenticator that's hacked, homeboy. It's your account. Anyways, punch out. So the post reads like this, okay? If your account has been compromised recently, I recommend looking for the Trojan. It can be identified by creating a MS info file, and there's a link to this that I'll have posted for you, and then looking in the startup program section for the file for that file, or either Disker or Disker64, and it will usually appear. We're currently looking for more information on the Trojan. We've not been able to locate any antivirus programs that will remove it besides just reformatting your system. There's an easy fix.
Wow.
If you have been recently compromised and you find it on your system, please reply to with the following pieces of information: your MS info, a list of add-ons that you recently installed, etc., etc. Then there's currently no way to spot Disker on your system before it's activated, and the search continues for an antivirus or other security program that can even detect the Trojan. Macintosh users should not be affected. But then again, they can't play 3/4 of the games the rest of the world does anyway, so I suppose it's a trade-off.
Zing.
KO. So no official word's been given on whether or not Disker could be behind the recent onslaught of Battle.net spam invitations either, but we shall see. So that was breaking news as of like late today, and I wanted to make sure that I got it out on the show for everybody and help spread the word. So it's not often this. I can never remember Blizzard being like, guess what, boys and girls? There's a virus, and we can't do anything about it.
It's not often that viruses affect PC users. Sarcasm.
Yeah, there's one up on that Mac have on PC users.
Wait,
not getting that many viruses.
Right. I don't think I've ever gotten a virus, and that's pretty amazing for what I look at on the internet.
Oh gosh, this is so.
Well, there goes my lines.
Seriously.
I meant like the shopping network.
Oh yeah, me too.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I was kind of blown away, the Disker virus. And you know what? I mean, okay, I've come to the realization, okay, after reading the forums and dealing with some of the community members and seeing some of the blog posts that, deep down there's just some people who, although they mean well, I'm sure, and I'm sure they go to church and everything like that, but they're assholes. Okay, they're just assholes. And I don't understand why. What is the point of this? What is the point of any of it? Just to be that way?
That's a good question, because it seems like a lot of work to make something like this.
Right? Yeah,
I believe I can turn to a Batman movie for the answer to this. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
I suppose.
Thanks, Michael Caine.
That was much better than what I was going to say. I was just going to say there's like evil geniuses out there. Like, if you're that smart, why not be evil? I know I would.
Reb would be hacking all of our computers if only she knew how.
I might be the origin of the Disker Trojan virus. I might be.
Or at least the inspiration.
If Reb could get gold by hacking all of our computers, it would have already happened.
I would have already done it, yes. If I could literally take the noodle soup or the noodle ramen noodles out of your mouth virtually in game, I would have already done it.
Oh wow.
I took it a little bit too far.
Yeah,
that's why you're a good rogue, though. That's why you're good.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit more about that, Reb.
I don't get the innuendo, but I like.
I don't either.
I just had to. I don't know. I had to throw that in there because I was. I don't know.
Something about noodles in your mouth.
Yeah,
something's there.
You're
we can make something work here.
Yeah.
Lady in the Tramp style, take them out.
And if just in case the listener kind of like went off train or whatever, as soon as you hear that porn music, bam, you are right back with us again. So
that's how we get you.
That's how we get you.
That's how we get you.
So, okay. The next article that I want to cover, this is actually a really, really cool thing, all right? Blizzpro, recently Blizzpro editor Castro had the opportunity to sit down with Kira from Warcraft Logs and discuss in detail what makes them tick and how everything got started for them. This is one of the newer sites, everybody, that is very comparable to World of Logs and WoW Meter Online. Some of the questions, which I thought were pretty interesting, were as follows. Now, this is just some of them. I didn't list all of them, but there's some really good stuff here. The question that Castro asked Kira was, when did you start Warcraft Logs, and why did you start it? And the response was, I started about 6 months ago. I mainly just had an interest in the problem space, and so I set out to explore what I could do. Once I got the site going, I started thinking about what features World of Logs was missing that people had really been wanting for a long time. Now, this is me talking, I'm not quoting anymore. I really like the idea that someone looked at a problem with information currently available and said, you know what? I'm going to put it together and I'm going to make it better. I'm just going to do it. So most people just post about what a failure something is, but they don't have the time, energy, or talent to do it themselves. So it's easier to just sit there and be a troll. But my hat's off to this person. I don't know if it's a male or female, but my hat's off to them for saying, you know what? World of Logs is good. There's some features that could be better. So I'm going to start Warcraft Logs, and I'm going to do the things that they're not doing. And I say kudos to that. So one of the other... Here, cheers on that one or what?
Yes, yeah. I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Being a positive non-scumbag influence in the community. Yay! Right. I like it.
Right. That's right.
Friendship is power.
Yeah. Yep.
It's true. That's what that's what those Kingdom Hearts games taught me. Friendship is power.
And I mean, that's kind of it goes all over. I mean, it goes full circle. Like, for example, like when I first started this podcast, I listened to a lot of other podcasts, and I was like, oh, you could be doing this better, or oh, you could be doing that better, and blah, blah, blah. So I finally was like, you know what? I'm going to do it, and do it better, or do it the way I think it should be done. And so that's the way I started doing it. And I'm sure that there's a ton of people that listen to this and are like, Twiz, you could be doing this better. You could be doing this better, you know? Go out and do it.
Well, put up or shut up.
Yeah. Everybody. Eat it.
Yeah, that's our motto here. Put up or shut up.
But no, I mean, ultimately, it comes full circle. This guy looked at this and said, oh, it could be done so much better. And so he got up and he did it himself, and I really admire that. So, one of the other questions was, we didn't see a staff page. Are you coding, designing, and managing Warcraft logs on your own? And they responded, at the moment, yes, it's just me. That is a big job.
Damn.
And they work on it about 3 to 4 hours a night, every night. So, yeah. What feature are you most proud of? They responded, Combat Replay is probably the feature that I am the most proud of. This feature allows players to watch the combat unfold in real time and see where they were on a 2D map view. It's just getting started, but people are already pretty excited about it.
Is that like the NFL replay? He's like, let's go to the replay. Let's go to the video.
I think it might be. I don't know.
This is insane. So they have the program running while they're playing the fight, and then they can actually watch the fight afterwards, or as it's going on.
On a 2D map view. I've not experienced it. I've not seen it. But that's why I picked this particular question and answer to talk about it on the show, because it sounds pretty phenomenal.
Yeah. It does. Yeah.
Yep.
Like you see, like they circle like a person, and you're like, oh, and here you're gonna see where he makes that mistake. He goes around here. This does not work. Tough acting, boom.
Yeah.
Bam.
Apply directly to the forehead.
This is the start of a new line of esports.
Oh gosh.
He is gonna go to do DPS here, and that is a big mistake, Pat. He should not have been DPS.
Oh my gosh. Oh well. Let's hope they don't sign Cutler for another 7 years.
Yeah, hey, I got my Chicago shirt underneath, man.
I saw that today.
Feel that pain.
I saw that. Good game, sir.
Good game.
Okay, so now this is the last. There's a whole bunch of questions and answers that went through this interview. I highly recommend. I'm going to have the link to this article in the show notes. But here's one of the coolest things. Okay, the question was, can you describe the main differences between Warcraft logs and World of Logs? And here is a list of 9 differences that are very cool. Okay, number 1, you can belong to multiple guilds. Number 2, you get your own personal logs page. So you don't have to make fake guilds on your realm just for personal logs. Number 3, you can see specific mob instances. So you can tell who is hitting Anima Golem number 5 or analyze damage on specific belt targets on Siegecraft Blackfuse or Siegecraft or Blackfuse. Number 4, pets and players are combined. So for example, a hunter looking at how much damage they did will see their pet damage along with their player damage. Players of pet classes find this much more intuitive than World of Logs individual pages for pets and players. Number 5, Warcraft Logs separates pet damage and absorb damage / heals with color shading on the bars, so it's easier to see your real damage taken as a tank, for example. Warcraft Logs has a number of views that World of Logs does not, namely summons, dispels, casts, and interrupt graphs and tables. Warcraft Logs Pins feature is like a more advanced version of World of Logs log browser and expression editor, although it is admittedly incomplete still. You can show, this has only been around for 6 months. You can show events directly on graphs so that information can be combined easily. For example, if you want to plot casts or buff uptimes on the same graph as your damage done. Number 8, Warcraft Logs can show resource information, so you can track your mana over time or hit points over time. And the last one, Combat Replay, lets you see your position at any given point in the fight, so you can tell if someone made a positioning error easily.
Oh,
that is so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, have you guys ever heard of that add-on? It was like, who messed up or who effed up or something like that?
Yes.
Have you guys ever heard of this?
Yep, I know exactly what you're saying.
I had an elitist that I raided with back in Kata, and he insisted on running it. And it was just like this. It'll say, like, so-and-so was over here, so-and-so touched this, so-and-so stood in this. And this is exactly what it reminds me of. I just foresee so many raid leaders going to this, and a lot of yelling. A lot of yelling coming out of this.
Dude, when I said
I'm very concerned. I'm very concerned. They're going to be like, so Zen, it looks like here you were pretty much AFK, and I'd be like, well, yeah, I was looking at YouTube videos of corgis doing belly flops. It was very cute and hilarious. They'd be like, yeah, but you were probably supposed to be DPSing or something. Be like, well, I think that's open to interpretation. They've got the logs of me just standing there. This is the map of me not moving.
That's your opinion.
It's just like your opinion, man.
Oh, you know what? Seriously, when I read that Archon, Combat Replay lets you see your position at any given point in the fight, so that way you can tell if someone made a positioning error easily. That would have been the perfect time for that sound bite that we were trying to. Yeah. What's it called? What's it called so people can find it?
The Inception
button.
I guess it was just the sound from the trailer that's played over and over again.
Oh God.
Do you have it?
No.
You can totally reread it.
No, I don't have it.
But yeah, you guys should Google Inception button. It's just a button that makes the sound from the Inception trailer, and it's addicting.
I'm there right now. Are we podcasting? I have no clue.
Okay, so everybody, Warcraft logs. All right, that was a great interview. Again, lots of questions. I'm going to have the link in the show notes. Head over to blizzpro.com and check out that article and find out what this person has going on. I think it's a guy. I could be wrong. But they have a lot of stuff cooking. And it's just one man, so go easy on him if he's not giving you everything on a silver platter, okay? Just saying. Cover your own butt. There is a legendary art update. Okay, as most of you know, we held a pretty large brainstorming session with the Diablo 3 developers a few weeks ago where we tried to generate power ideas for the community-built legendary weapon. They are going full steam ahead, and there's actually an art update that I'm going to share with you guys here watching the stream. There you go. Aaron Gaines has put together more of a closer look at what this weapon will look like, and much of the community had feedback from his initial rough draft. He was excited to incorporate your suggestions and criticisms into this updated design, so some of the most notable changes based on the player feedback include this: the reshaping of the horns to more closely resemble those borne by Mephisto, slimming down of the blade's width, introducing more skeletal textures and imagery to evoke a spine-like feel, and they added some chains. So I think it's coming along nicely. I think it looks...
the coolest part is how the blade actually does look like a spine, and it has the two little pointers. I don't know.
Yeah, the little vertebrae going down the middle.
Yeah, the vertebrae.
Mm-hmm. I would absolutely use this sword to harvest the souls of my enemies. I have no complaints. Yeah.
As long as it's cool to the touch, I think I'll be good.
Now, Archon, I've got a question for you, man. Because my Diablo, although my Diablo experience and knowledge is vast, I want to ask you, like in WoW, when you get new shoulders or something like that, like they are prominently displayed, and you can see this very much so. I never remember getting a weapon in Diablo where I was like, holy cow, look at that thing hanging off my character. Like...
You gotta hit Z, and then you're like, oh yeah, there's the gear I'm wearing. And then you hit Z again, and it zooms back out, and then you forget for a few days.
Oh.
Yeah, pretty much the same thing.
Easy enough?
No, yeah, it's not quite as prominent as in WoW. It's probably why I don't care so much about what gear looks like, and I haven't transmogged anything yet, but you can still tell. I guess that's why they display it so clearly on like the character screen.
Oh,
so
yeah.
once you finish playing, you take a few seconds to admire.
I'm doing my obligatory Hoda fill-in head shake at your lack of transmog.
Thank you. Someone has to represent transmog.
Don't worry, Hoda. I'm judging him. I'm judging him for you.
It's okay.
No, I've seen some pretty as Ruby put it, BA looking characters in Diablo after they did some transmogging. If I have time to play Diablo, I want to be improving my character, not looking sexier.
Improving your character's looks. I
Aren't
think
those
you
like the
left
same
off
thing?
your last word.
Looking sexier, dealing more damage.
It's like there's like a sexy rating, right?
Yeah.
That translates to damage.
Right on the stat sheet. Critical chance, attack speed,
Critical
sexy
chance
rating.
to be sexy.
That's right. That's right.
Critical sexy rating.
Well,
yeah.
I knew some progress had to get made on this sword because March 25th isn't going anywhere. We're only getting closer to it, and Travis Day even said on the stream, like, we got to have this ready by Reaper of Souls launch. So I'm really not surprised to see this. I wonder. I mean, I don't know. They haven't decided on the actual power of it yet. My guess, Travis was really excited about the elemental forces type feel. So we'll I don't know. We'll have to see about that.
Yeah, they're supposed to give us like a pretty big list to choose from, even though we only came up with like 3 good ones on the podcast.
I know. Well, now you know what? Now here's the thing. I've been thinking about this, and when we did this stream, we got shot down pretty early. They were like, "Look, you know what? It can't be too graphically intense because it's going to tie up the team." And
that took out like 80% of the ideas.
Yeah. But you know what? I mean, literally, look at what it is. It's a community built legendary item. You're getting community involvement and you're getting positive community feedback, which is a 180 from what you have been getting. And it's like, you know what? Is that worth tying the graphic team up for 2 or 3 weeks to do it right?
Yes.
You know what I mean? And the more I thought about it, the more I was like, you know what? That's an understandable reason, but I mean, like, if you're gonna do it right, give the community what they want, and that is worth 2 or 3 weeks of the graphic artist team, I think.
I totally agree. I was a bit disappointed during the interview that they had. It's not that they had a small art budget for the legendary; it's that they had no art budget for the legendary.
Which then they should have saved it. They should have saved it because I don't know. It's like, hey guys, we're gonna go drive around the fancy car lot. We don't have any money, but you know,
we don't have any gas, but.
Yeah. But
here's a car.
Seriously, like we're gonna buy a bicycle after we get done cruising the Porsche lot. You know, I was
a bit disappointed there. I wish they'd saved at least a little bit of. Maybe one artifact, right, for the weapon would have been much appreciated. I think.
Yeah. And I don't understand how you're gonna have something as big as a community built legendary weapon, something that people really took the time to watch and help make and craft and stuff like that, and it's gonna be just maybe a proc, maybe a sound effect. I understand sound effects can be cool, but that's just, I don't know. They're shooting themselves in the foot a little bit, I think. I don't know.
All I asked was it to be cool to the touch. That's all I asked.
I've always said that. It's all right. Ointment can help that. So
they don't have the temperature budget for that.
That's true.
Whatever it is.
Apparently.
Gosh, my nose is itching like crazy. Oh, it's killing me. So, okay, okay, we're gonna start talking a little bit of
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.
Reb, you do that so well.
I do. I sound just like them, right?
You do. I can't tell the difference. You do it for us one more time, Reb.
Hearthstone, Heroes of Warcraft.
That is impressive.
The throaty.
Yeah,
it's intense. So this was actually written by. This is called Know Your Foe, and it's the Warlock, and it's a series that Robert's been doing, where it's geared towards what you can most likely expect when you see this particular character on the other end of the playing board in Hearthstone. So, like I said, it was written by Zen Style, so he'll likely be able to do more justice than myself. So, Rob, why don't you kind of guide us through this article and tell us what you laid out for us here?
Yeah, first of all, Warlocks are scumbags, and I hate them. That's actually, I wasn't going to play a Demon Hunter when I played Diablo initially. I was probably going to play like a Monk. But after playing against Warlocks long enough in Hearthstone, I was like, I have to be a Demon Hunter because I'm so tired of demons. Anyway, so Warlocks right now are like the ultimate in aggro. They're so fast. They have an ability called Life Tap, which lets them spend 2 mana and 2 health every turn to draw a card. So they can really quickly, you have to worry about your hand. You're like, no, I don't want to put this down because, I need to look at my hand. Warlocks don't have to. That's really their big thing, and that's, they can be played kind of control, but we're mostly seeing them aggro these days. So kind of the big things about Warlocks is they have a bunch of cheap minions that are super annoying that can have their health buffed up really quickly. And what that means is that you can't actually really kill them with AoE spells, which is kind of what you want to do against a board, full of small creatures. It'd be like if you were playing WoW, and you had like a bunch of level 35 things around you and you're a level 90 mage. You just want to hit Arcane Explosion and murder them all. Well, Warlocks have a minion called Blood Imp. And it's a 1-mana creature that has a 1/1 with stealth, and it gives all other allied creatures a +1 health. It's very annoying to deal with because you can't actually target it. So when playing against Warlocks, what I recommend doing is actually looking for either really quick early area effect spells to just kill that, or just play something like Arcade Missiles if you're a mage. Mad Bomber, which is hard to trust, but if you live life on the edge like I do, you can play Mad Bomber, which deals 3 points of damage individually to 3 different targets. So it could kill the Blood Imp and get rid of it. Otherwise, they have a minion called Flame Imp, which is the Blood Imp's ugly cousin, which deals 3 damage to the Warlock upon coming in. It's 1 mana, it's 3/2. You basically have to get rid of it, or it just begins the beginning of your end. They just run you over. Warlocks, again, they really are the worst. And to really make it this whole thing a lot worse is the fact they have a Voidwalker. And Voidwalker is another 1-mana minion that's a 1/3 with taunt. So they throw down like a Flame Imp, and they're like, I can't wait to punch it. And then they put down a Voidwalker, and that big Voidwalker, which doesn't do much damage, is like, nope, you gotta hit me. Come here, hit me. And you're like, no, but I really want to hit this Flame Imp. And he's like, nope, come here. Just give me a hug. And it's really annoying. So basically, Warlocks have a bunch of small minions. They're going to try to run you down, kill you by like turn 7 or 8, with a whole bunch of minions on the board, and basically playing off Blood Imps and stat buffing through minions like Shattered Sun Cleric, to where you can't conveniently AoE them down with like a Consecration or a Holy Nova or a Blizzard. They also have a late game option called Lord Jaraxxus, which he's actually, I don't know if you guys know, he's the Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion. Yeah, he's kind of a big deal, I guess. I don't actually know much about him. I think he was a boss in like Karazhan or something. I don't know. Rev, do you know anything about this? I know you're quite the lore expert.
I think you're thinking of Prince.
Yeah,
Prince was in Karazhan. It wasn't Jaraxxus.
Prince?
Yeah. Purple Rain or whatever it's called.
Yeah. Prince, if memory serves, Prince was in fact the Eridar Lord of the Burning Legion. So glad we got that settled. But yeah, Lord Jaraxxus is a really unique legendary. It actually takes the place of Gul'dan, and it's a giant demon that gives it sets the Warlock's health to 15. It has a 3 damage claw attack, which you can use 8 times if it's not broken. And the hero power goes from life tap to basically summoning a 6/6 Infernal every turn for 2 mana. So you have to be a rocket scientist to figure out that if you don't kill him very quickly, he's going to overrun you with 6/6s. So yeah, was that our turn?
I was going to say, aren't there a few like hard counters to Jaraxxus?
There are. Acidic Swamp Ooze is a minion that's not really being run right now a lot, but it is absolutely a hard counter to Jaraxxus because it'll destroy his claw weapon. So Jaraxxus will just kind of stand there and be like, ugh, I want to hit you, but you broke my claw. So that really, really hurts him. Another hard counter is Jaraxxus costs 9 mana to cast. So really, the Warlock's probably not going to be doing much else with that turn. So when you see him cast Jaraxxus, just as Twiz would say, go all in. Go all in. Throw down everything on the board. You just need to do 15 points of damage.
That's right. Yep.
Otherwise, the only other counter to Jaraxxus is like you have to be able to like figure it's coming. So if you see like a rogue for some reason not spamming the board with cheap minions and killing you, you have to assume there's a Jaraxxus, and then you have to hold on to that Swamp Ooze and save like your Argent Commanders or minions with haste, like minions that you can play on the turn and do damage to try to finish him off with. Jaraxxus is a lot like doing a raid boss in Warcraft. You just have to know the dance basically. Which is funny because I'm usually AFK during raid bosses, but during this one I can't be. So, that's basically Warlock in a nutshell. High-powered aggro, super good class right now, and absolute scumbags.
Pretty much sums it up, yeah.
Simply put. So,
very nice.
Very good, dude. Very good. I knew you would do that justice. So, all right. We're gonna move on to this is a really fun article. Blizzpro picks. Now Robert has started doing this as well, And here are the basics, all right? Blizzpro is a site designed for fans, by fans. We geek out over various Blizzard titles as much, if not more than our readers. It's not uncommon for staff members to have passionate discussions on the top songs, cinematics, and moments in our favorite universes. Every Sunday, Blizzpro Picks gives the staff a chance to sound off with the best things in Blizzard gaming in hopes that we might lead you back to a fond memory or maybe a totally new experience. So this week, the Blizzpro staff sits down to talk about our favorite characters across the various Blizzard games, which this was a fun one. And I couldn't pick one. So I didn't. Yeah, but I've got a couple of ones here. We had one from Shaman Ronger, and he wanted the Ogre Magi. He says, I'm a huge fan of slightly ridiculous characters. In Warcraft, there's almost too many to choose from, so I'm going to go with Hearthstone Minion instead. Although that's practically cheating. They're all Warcraft characters, no matter how much I try to put a spin on this. Most of the minions have some pretty fantastic voice effects when played. By my favorite is the Ogre Magi, the slightly belligerent I'm ready, followed by the confused and perturbed I'm not ready. Gets me every time. It vaguely feels like a commentary on my own play skills. I got this. Oh my god, what is happening here? So that's very cool. Leave it to Mark. So, Alexander Muirling from The Edge, Blizzpro TV show. Hers was Lillian Voss, which I had never heard of, but she says deep within the forests of Tirisful Glades, a young woman has had her whole existence shattered. In life, she was robbed of her childhood in order to become a powerful weapon against the undead. And in death, she's abandoned and betrayed by the Scarlet Crusade and her father, High Priest Voss. Her fate is deeply gripping, and I can't help but feel this unfortunate young woman who goes on to carry out her vendetta against the Scarlet Crusade and the undead. So, and then, let me try and find the one. There we go. There's a whole bunch of them that are on there, guys. So make sure you're checking it out. These are just 3 of them. The last one is 9ball, and he's a Blizzpro Diablo site manager. His pick was Tyrael. Stories of angels fighting demons have been done so many times before, but angels always remained the same while artists would pour so much creativity into creating their demons. In Diablo 2, however, that all changed. I'll never forget the cinematic at the end of Act 2 when Tyrael first appeared. A faceless entity of hope with wings of pure light. As a kid, that was breathtaking. Later we would learn he was the aspect of justice, and it was an embodiment of righteousness that sacrificed himself to save our world. I will forever lament the loss of his divinity and those awesome wings of light, but it was a very fitting development for him. So, again, there's a bunch more articles, such as the Mad Butcher, the Enchantress from Diablo, and a bunch more. Real quick, off the cuff, guys, do you have a favorite character?
Yes. I'll go first.
Okay.
I actually have multiple favorite characters. Female, I like Sylvanas for obvious reasons. Her body was betrayed against her while she was fighting Arthas and the Scourge, and now she's become the leader, and she's out for vengeance and out for blood. So she's cool, but I love Arthas. Okay, in my mind, Arthas is my lover and my boyfriend. I know that sounds so weird, but after reading his book, I think Christy Golden was actually the one who wrote Arthas, and after just reading that, I felt so connected to him. I just wanted to save him and prevent him from turning on his people and becoming the Lich King. But even still as a Lich King, it's really strange. Every time I level through Northwind, every time I see Arthas show up, I kind of get giddy, oh, my boyfriend's here to see me.
I'm going to swap cool. STDs with them.
Yeah, so I'm definitely an Arthas fan, girl. What about you guys?
Yeah, I have to agree with Reb. Arthas definitely is the Justin Bieber of Blizzard lore. And I also get a little giggly every time he shows up. But I have to say, the most badass character of all would be Princess, the little boar in Elwyn Forest. I don't know her story exactly, but I just imagined it's so epic.
It was abandoned at birth and raised by the Lich King, and chaperoned to her high school dance by Deathwing, and she became a badass boar.
Yeah, I think it's something like that. If I remember correctly. Robert has it right.
Yeah.
How about you?
But as you guys know, I don't really follow lore.
Oh, fair enough. Me neither. Don't worry. How about you, Rob?
Mine, I would have to say, I don't quite get that giggly around Arthas, but I have a really bizarre relationship with Kerrigan where I think I'd like to take her out to dinner. I'm not entirely sure. I don't know how that would play out, but I'm willing to try anything once.
Just a tip, just to see how it feels. We'll get together and make some bad decisions.
Yeah, just be like, hey, Kerrigan, you want to go out to dinner? And, you're a bug lady, and I'm okay with that. But my legit favorite character is unequivocally Edwin Van Cleef. The guy's amazing. He's a total badass. He's super awesome. He's a working man hero. He was betrayed by the nobility. He goes out and starts this band of rogues, which kind of goes south on him, and he really can't control the infrastructure, it seems like. But, I like to think he's kind of a tormented hero, and that's my kind of hero right there.
Nice. I had a long time to think about it, and I think just the figure that I like the most, and I don't even know if he's got a name or who he is or whatever, but that dwarf that's holding the beer glass in the Hearthstone cinematic.
Did it have something to do with the beer?
It might have had something to do with it. It might have. I don't know for sure, but I really like that guy. He's like, I'm here to have fun and smell funky.
He's like, here, have an ale with me.
That's right. That's absolutely right. So yeah, he was my pick.
Very nice.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Well, I have to say there are a ton more characters, Twiz, that I could choose for this idea. Like I said, I do like Sylvanas, and I kind of get giggly for Anduin too. But there are a bunch of characters that would also be shoo-ins if only they were in game.
Oh. Right you are, Reb, without a doubt. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the 3 most magical words that you will ever hear on this show. Off we go. The top 10 characters that would be a favorite if they could make it into a Blizzard game. Ringing in at number 10, Lady Gaga. Who wouldn't like a tune that you never had to transmog?
Number 9, Darth Vader. He's one StarCraft cameo away from Blizzard being able to fund 3 more expansions.
That's true.
Number 8, not to sound biased, but Dr. Phil. You can never have too many bald men that give great advice, and that would be an instant favorite.
Number 7, Snoop Doggy Dog. It wouldn't even be graphically intense. He'd just be a character shaped like a cloud of smoke with an epic dog pound backstory.
I like it.
Number 6, Michael Jackson, the king of pop. Who wouldn't love a story where a young boy became a plastic woman?
The number 5 character that would be a favorite if they could make it into a Blizzard game, Chuck Norris. He would always have turn 1 and is the only character that starts at 31 attack power. Instant favorite.
Number 4, Ozzy Osbourne. He bites the heads off of bats and forgets who he is half the time. He'd fit into just about any of the Blizzard games.
Number 3, Judge Judy. She's a raider, a boss, and a troll all rolled into one.
Ooh, I like Judge Judy.
Yeah.
Number 2, Kermit the Frog. Although he'd be really cheesy in World of Warcraft, a demon-slaying frog could likely make it to the top of someone's list.
That's absolutely correct. Don't you ever forget that. And the number 1 character that would be a favorite if they could make it into a Blizzard game, Miley Cyrus. Because let's be honest, the selection of prostitutes in Blizzard games is definitely lacking. There you have
She'd
it.
come in like a wrecking ball.
That's right. My name is Twiz.
My name is Dwendon.
My name is Rodimus.
Honey Buns.
Piercy.
Sosa.
Sucker.
Triumphy.
Zorander.
Punch Pop Fizz.
Danger's Agony.
Death Dance.
Use a Band-Aid. I run an elemental shaman.
I'm a Tauren Druid.
Enhancement Shaman.
Shadow Priest.
Play a Windwalker Monk.
Blood Death Knight. Fury Warrior. Feral Druid.
Holy Priest. Frost Mage.
Brewmaster Monk.
I play an Enhancement Shaman. Elemental Shaman. I'm from Memphis, Tennessee.
I'm from Illinois.
I'm from Ontario, Canada.
Fort Myers, Florida.
I live in Ashland, Alabama.
Peru, Illinois.
From Portsmouth, Ohio.
Colorado.
From Dover, Delaware.
I live in Pembroke, Ontario, Canada.
San Diego, California.
From Las Cruces, New Mexico.
Tennessee. And I'm in Twisted Dynasty.
I'm in Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire.
Twisted Empire. Twisted Dynasty.
I am in Twisted Kingdom.
The Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Empire.
And I am in Twisted Dynasty. Twisted Empire.
I'm in Twisted Empire.
Twisted Dynasty.
I am the GM for Twisted Dynasty.
And I run the Twisted Nation. Ladies and gentlemen, it is no secret if you've been listening to this show that Twisted Empire is a big part of the gaming community. Over a year ago, there were 10 of us that said this is what we need to become, and here we are today. The Horde side of the community wears the Twisted Empire tag, the Twisted Kingdom tag, and the Alliance side displays Twisted Dynasty. Everyone who wears these tags knows that there is a 50-50 split between the game you play and the people that you play with. We don't look down on people for not being heroic progression raiders. We also don't look down on people who ask honest questions because they just don't know the answers. I owed it to myself to be surrounded by people who want to enjoy the game. And let's be honest, so do you. It's time to stop logging into game and feeling like you're droning around in circles all day, surrounded by people who don't care about you and don't know you. Twisted Empire, Twisted Kingdom, and Twisted Dynasty. All 3 guilds located on the Kultiris US server. Welcome home. Okay, we're going to dive into some of the emails now. We didn't have any emails because of I would imagine, the holiday break and the New Year's thing and the fact that people just don't effing like us. But, I mean, that's all
it's the later.
That's all I can think of. So
no one likes us.
Yep, cleaning the cobwebs out of the old inbox just in time for the show. Ladies and gentlemen, we received a voicemail from a very prominent figure in the community. He goes by the name of Joe Boo. Here we go.
Hey guys, it's Joe Boo. How's your mom and dad? Hey, I got a couple of questions for you guys. Kind of want your opinion on it. I guess y'all may or may not have heard that in the expansion, the Warlock's going to get a new ability called Lock Warp. It's pretty much supposed to be the same thing as Butt Lust and Time Warp. So,
Butt
I
Lust.
honestly don't think we need another class to be able to use this ability. I mean, what's y'all's opinion? Or no? Anyway, discuss. And my second question is, can you guys tell me whatever happened to Bill Paxton?
Can I answer what happened to Bill Paxton?
Sure, if you'd like. Yeah, absolutely.
He is Mormon and married a whole bunch of women and has a lot of kids and he has a lot of problems.
No, wait, no. Bill Paxton died in this movie called Twister, right? It was about this giant tornado, and he died, and that's what happened to Bill Paxton.
Wow.
Was that before or after he discovered dinosaurs?
It was directly after he became, or just before he became Darth Vader, I'm pretty sure.
Wasn't he on that boat that hit an iceberg?
No,
you guys know so much about Bill Paxton.
No, that was Gilligan's Island. That was way before.
Totally forget the first question. Yeah. Bill Paxton for life.
Bill Paxton, my man.
So, anyways, and yes, he said butt lust. Oh boy. So Lock Warp. That's it's an ability that's coming for. It's going to be basically a bloodlust or a time warp for warlocks. You guys think they need that or no?
Maybe they're just running out of ideas. I mean, like, how many spells can you have, right? Before you got to start going back and doing repeats.
Yeah. Did you see anything on this, Reb, or no?
I did not see anything on this. Like, I was trying to find where Jobu got his sources, and he did not cite his sources, and so obviously he would not pass his college course in citing sources.
Okay. Okay. Well,
can I say cite sources one more time? Cite sources.
Cite sources.
Citation needed.
So, okay. So here's the basics of it, guys. Is when I first started playing my Warlock in Miss Pandaria, Jobu was on the raid team, and we convinced him that with Mists of Pandaria, Warlock's got this thing called Lock Warp. We had him thoroughly convinced, not for the raid night, not even for the week, for months we had him convinced that Lock Warp, and it shared the same sated cooldown or the same sated debuff, and we had him convinced that that Lock Warp was in fact there as a spell, and like we would try and come up with raid raid composition and whatever, and he's like, well, we got you on your Warlock, so we at least have a Lock Warp. And I mean, we're all sitting here chuckling in the background at him. God bless him. So, anyways, in case you guys didn't know, Jobu is a huge troll, but a great dude. So he had to throw that out there and troll a little bit, and I kind of played along and let Reb go after it for a minute. So
you're a jerk.
Yeah, it is what it is. Is what it is. So, yeah, I had to do that. So,
yeah.
But so we did not, like I said, we did not get any emails this week, and that's okay. That's fine. We got that one at the last minute. I actually did get an email from somebody who I'm pretty sure thinks I'm Blizzard, because they emailed me just crying about how I broke their game.
Well, did you go over to their house and break their game?
I know. I unplugged their computer and I took the power cable with me. So
Ethernet pull.
Yeah. I could read this. I don't know.
Would it mostly be to mock them?
I kindly. It says servers go down, bans all around. And I don't know, maybe this isn't. Maybe they did. It just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It says, after the recent fiasco that happened with the server attack, I'm not sure if this is something that is as large as I think it is or not. This being bans. In the last few days, 3 guildies have been banned. I do not think these bans are not without merit, but I have also noticed that my realm pop goes from medium now to low. Also, where once there were 6+ pages of Ghost Iron Orb and bars on the AH now have only 1 page, or even sometimes only half. I don't know. I mean, I got nothing.
Twiz, what were you thinking?
Wait, was there a question or like did the email include a question?
No. No.
Just facts.
I don't.
Did he include his tinfoil hat in the response?
I don't know.
Or is he still wearing it?
No, you see, here's the thing: is I don't want to come down too hard on him, just in case, like, this was supposed to come to me, and he's talking about somebody in the Twisted Nation or something like that. He doesn't address me as Twiz. He doesn't address the show. In the end, he says like, he says, I got to read this sentence. Hang on. He says, well, I personally was leveling a tune the other day and was attacked by a pally. After the 3rd time, I swapped to a 90 and went hunting. Well, I found the pally and followed him to a spot where he landed and slayed the bastard.
This is a long email.
Okay, it is.
Chapters.
Seriously.
I think this might be Christy Golden's next novel.
It could. It could. Well, soon after, another player, quote, came and, yeah, I killed him too. Then the pally rezzed.
His bloodlust can't be sated.
Buttlust. And then the pally rezzed, and instead of running, started to walk around surveying. I dispatched him, and over the net 30 minutes, got him a nice view of 10+ players doing the exact same thing. So there was finally a strike on these players. I haven't really bothered complaining till now, but they actually have started attacking random other players. I, for one, miss my guildies. One whom told me that 75% of their subs were players and WoW was killing themselves, but could finally be the focus on, quote, players. A person who values their account too highly to cheat on a server too small to hide. And that's how they ended it.
This is becoming more and more epic.
This is a story or a poem.
It might
we should probably just dedicate the next podcast to this email.
It could be.
We have a masked vigilante going around. He needs to be brought in.
We have multiple people in the chat room who are addressing the first part of the email, though, about how bots and gold farmers got cleaned out. So,
oh God, they're calling me Twiz Crawler.
they're saying that Greg Street had his emails forwarded to you.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Could you just imagine getting like that, like say 800 of those emails a day? Like you're just sitting there at your computer with like your bottle, and you're just like,
but more mean.
Just another.
Yeah.
What I really find interesting about it is the fact that he was like, I don't know what he's talking. Like he's like, okay, you banned these people, and now 3 of my guildies have been banned, and whatever. And then I personally was leveling a tune the other day. He talks about his PvP experience and how he slayed the bastard, and then it goes back to I don't know. Then it goes into bots. And
he
then,
just needed someone to talk to.
maybe sit down on the couch.
Like, do we know who it came from? Like, is it our guildies or?
No, I mean, I have the person's name. It's in the email. It's in the email address.
Sergeant Zim just said, "Does he have a girlfriend in Canada?"
Oh God! I
don't understand what's going on right now. I'm thoroughly confused.
TwizzCrawler is now a thing on Twitter. The chat room saying, "It's great. That's great." I have no clue. I got nothing. I don't even know. So, anyways, it's Joseph B. Thank you, Joseph B.
Oh, Joseph. Okay. I think he's in our chat room.
Is he? I'm so sorry. We're not making fun of you. I mean, we
totally weren't making fun of you. That was some other guy we were making fun of.
That was the guy in the chat room. I don't know what's
he
going
sent a very similar email, but yours was much better.
Joe.
Was there a
Yeah, there he is, Joe. Okay, Joe, dude, I'm lost, man. I'm lost on your email, brother. I love you, but I have no clue what's happening right now.
Were we talking about a ban?
My point was there a ban is what he's asking. Okay, let's dive back into this.
Well,
there wasn't a ban that I know of, dude.
Well, Sosa in our chat room also said that like they were clearing out like gold farmers, like known gold farmers and bots.
Really?
Well, I'm citing my sources. Sosa in the chat room, help me out.
Oh, okay.
Oh, asking if you thought 75% of the game subs are bots. No.
It looks like, Joe, your official answer from us is, we have no idea, but other people in chat seem to know more than us.
Yeah.
We're giving you a firm shrug.
You know what? The more that
why do we podcast?
The more that gets brought up, I don't think 75% of the
No.
subscriptions are bots. I mean, there is a percentage, but Blizzard's getting smarter about it, and I mean, they're skewing down the numbers. And honestly, like, I see less and less. Now, this is just me, and I don't log into WoW as much as I should. So, I mean, whatever. But I'm seeing less and less gold farming, like spam, whatever. And I don't know.
See, I'm seeing more of it.
Are
like,
you really?
The past in December, I had so many of those like PvP bank guild, gold selling Korea. I don't even know what the messages were, but they were like friend requests, like to my BattleNet, and I was like, how do you know me?
That was all me. I'm sorry. I figured if I sent you like 14 friend requests, you'd respond to one of them.
He just really wants to be your friend, Reb.
Like you keep ignoring me, Reb. You keep ignoring me.
Okay. So, Intelligent Gluteus Maximus says, yeah, Twiz, you were right. About an hour and a half into the show, it becomes the best podcast I've ever seen.
Yes! It's the last 5 minutes. That's what you stick around for.
Oh, God. Well, no, I don't know, Joe. And you know what I'm going to do, man, is I'm going to actually, I'm going to do a little bit of research, and I'm going to write you an email back and try and figure out what's going on here. Are you in the Empire, Joe? I'd like to know, because if I've got guildies that are being banned over stuff like this, this is something I need to know. If you're not in there, then that's okay. But yeah, I hope I hope that they did the bots. Yeah, that they got rid of the bots as well, man. It just ruins the game for it ruins the economy. It leads to hacked accounts and everything like that. I hope they got banned. I don't think it was that high of a percentage, though. That's just me.
Yeah.
I don't think bots who use bots to sell mats on the AH, that could be why you're seeing stuff less stuff on the AH as well.
True.
Because I have known Not on this server. I'll say not on this server. I have known quite a few people who use bots to collect mats, and then they sold it on the AH. So that could have just been wiping all that crap out.
Oh, it's possible. That is possible. So, I don't know. But, Joe, I will look into it, brother man, and I'll get back to you. Like, I seriously, from what it looked like that email was not supposed to go to me. I don't know. It just didn't. I didn't usually, I don't know. It was weird. It was weird, but I'm good with it. I'm glad that we figured it out. I'm glad you were in the chat room. So I will work on getting you a better answer, buddy. So, guys.
And his mom.
And with Jobu's mom. Oh, jeez. All right, guys. Well, you know what? That's going to bring this episode to a close, and we certainly appreciate everybody who joined us. Be sure that you guys are giving us a thumbs up on Stitcher Radio, and if you have the time to leave us a review on iTunes, it'd help people find us even better. So for all the information, articles, and stuff that we covered on this episode, you can go to TwizzCast.com or Blizzpro.com, where the links to everything will be discussed will be found. Quick mention of our sponsors, Doghouse Systems, /Loot, and our new and Steel Series. I have it written in the show notes as our newest sponsor. I mean, they are our newest sponsor, but anyhow, they've been around for a while.
Couple months, you know.
Couple months, yep. Couple months. Again, guys, go to openraid.us and get your level on. If you're not part of the Twisted Nation, and schedule yourself some current content raids, level 60, level 70, level 80, level 85, old content raids, raiding at level. Such an awesome experience. Open Raid does it right. They're under the guilds are under the Twisted Nation umbrella, so you know you're playing with good people, and we're very, very, very excited about that. So go to openraid.us, make sure you sign up, get in that guild, get over to the Nation, and start having fun if you're not already. So, let's see here. Robert, ladies first. Do you have anything you'd like to say to the population before we get out of here?
Always a pleasure to be here. For some reason, Battle Panda refers to me as Father Robert. I think he thinks I'm actually a monk from the Scarlet Monastery, which is fair. I look like one. Again, thanks for having me, Rab. I was glad to finally do a show with you. I'll never forget it. No one ever forgets the first time. Archon, always a pleasure, sir.
That was great. I think you could have
that
thrown
was an awkward pause.
a leaky boom boom down in there, but
sorry, I didn't know who was supposed to talk at that point. You just addressed me. I didn't know if.
Oh, I have terrible manners. One of you talk.
And go.
Okay. So, all right, and Archon, what do you have to say for parting words?
It was good. I think you're right. I think this was our greatest show of all time.
After the first hour and a half, yes.
Yeah. I mean, those last 5 minutes really was.
That was the pinnacle.
It was just a build-up. The whole first hour and 25 minutes of the show was just to make those last 5 minutes really worth it.
Yep.
And Hoda, I think you're still watching. I missed you a lot, but Robert, that dance with your hood on right there made the entire thing worth it. Sorry to say that, Hoda, but...
I really thought you were going to say, Hoda, I miss you. Please come back. Rob can't be here anymore.
We have to do something here, Hoda. It's not okay.
My evil must be contained to the Hearthstone Happy Hour, which you guys should check out at Monday at 10 o'clock on this channel.
Shameless plug.
Shameless plug.
Plugs.
Shameless plug. So,
yeah,
Reb?
good show, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, shut up, everybody. It's my turn to talk. First off, I'd like to say thank you for joining us, Robert. And I'm so glad that we could both be here for your first time. Anywho, I have an original idea I'd like to put out there that, I think this podcast was probably our best episode ever.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can tell she's been on a 2-week break.
Original idea.
I'd like to point out Rob's first time, Rob's favorite episode.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
It's amazing how that works out, right? So.
And also, gaming will be whatever you want it to be. So if you want to PvP and kill the guy, by all means, do it.
And slay the bastard. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Batch him.
All right, guys. Well, that just about does it. So, until next week, everybody, from the crew here at TwizzCast, we encourage you to game safe, love one another, and please, everyone within the sound of my voice, take care.
You lose! Good day, sir!
Hey guys, you've been listening to TwizzCast, the official podcast of Blizzpro.com. You can follow us all on Twitter at TwizzCast, at TwizzTE, at TankThatReb, and at Willie_Foss. The show notes and articles that we discuss can be found at Blizzpro.com. And if you'd like to drop us a line, send the email to podcast@Blizzpro.com. Thanks again, and we will catch you next week.